It's been a day. I have spilled tea. I've left the overhead light on twice. It, it is raining, so my hair is starting to do the curly fuzzy thing. It's been a day. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. So you've seen this look, you've seen this coffee mug, you've seen this tea all before, but we will do it. This is from Bones Coffee, a coffee company that my daughter loves. They have lots of different flavored coffees. I will link them down below. She picked that up from there. This is for their red velvet with their bones and their hearts and their beautiful pattern. And as when you saw it before, in our coffee mug is the Chez Lulu, totally butchering the name, tea that has lots of fruit stuff in it, but I didn't taste it in my last video, not much. I think I got a little bit of apple and a hint of strawberry. So it's going to sit here for a little while longer. I suspect that I needed more for the size of this mug, but we're going to go ahead and give it a sip and we will get started on what we're going into today. Anyway. Okay, I am getting more of the flavors. There's apple in there. I do think I get a bit of the strawberry. So we're just going to let that sit. I'm not getting any of the mint. That's really interesting. But we're going to let that sit till the end of this video, in which we are going to do a hair care review. So, as I've mentioned previously, I'm not doing much with hair care lately. At least not much new, but I am doing some things new. I am looking into a more masks and a leave-in conditioner. I need a leave-in conditioner that is lightweight yet moisturizing. And I'm looking more into masks because I do a mini mask every time I wash my hair now. Co-wash or wash with shampoo, because my curls are now getting very silver and all of this silver stuff is very dry, and that really affected the way my hair looked at least the last 3 to 4 months of 2020. And so I started having to look for other things to give my hair what it needs, because it needs more moisture in general. Which is not to say that it does not need protein. It does. We do protein treatments once a month. However, basically I'm looking for moisture stuff. And as a result, I have been hunting. This is the first of 2 new brands. There's supposed to be a 3rd brand coming at some point. My daughter has decided she's going to pick up this brand when she can afford it. But anyway, I have in front of me 6 products. 2 of them I do not actually have full-blown review notes on. So we will start with the stuff that we do have review notes on. But let me tell you, this is the Curls and Potions. This company has been very responsive. I actually contacted them over IG and said, these are the things going on with my hair. I'm silver, so I'm more dry. I need masks, but I have to avoid glycerin. And they were very, very, very helpful. And to my knowledge, not that I've seen, they do not have dimethicone. They do not have isopropyl. They don't have amodimethicone. They are a company that really seems to pay attention to what is good for your hair. So the 6 products I have from Curls and Potions either come from their Chubby and Mint collection or their Bamboo and Rice Water. So first is the Chubby and Mint collection, Chubby Clay Gloss. Then I have a Bamboo and Rice Water Gloss. Then we have, oh, I even have this. This is different. I didn't realize, I forgot about this one. I have a Plum and Pumpkin Seed Oil Deep Moisture Potion. I have the Cheby and Mint Collection Cheby Hydration Mask. I have the Bamboo and Rice Water Rice Milk Leave-In Conditioner. And I have the Cheby and Mint Collection Growth Stimulator Rice Water. We are going to be talking about these 2 a little later, I think. I think those are the 2. No, the rice water gloss is the other one. So, going to move those over. Those do not have formal reviews. So, or at least I don't have notes for them. Let's go with that. Let's start with the Plum and Pumpkin Seed Oil Deep Moisture Potion. It's the one that's all by itself. This has a nice scent. I have to say this about their scents, because I've noticed this with all of them. I cannot describe them. I describe them as nice or not so nice. And for some of the rice water stuff, it's not so nice. But it's almost refreshing, kind of, a little bit, just a little bit. Anyway, this is a moderately thick mask. It is thick coming out of the jar. Moderately thick. I've seen stuff stiffer than this. So this is it coming out of the jar. It's moderately thick. And, but it really thins out well once you put it in your hair to go ahead and put it in for, the conditioning. It really just seems to sort of melt into the hair a bit. It's one of those. It's just really, seems like it would be really heavy, but it is not really heavy, which is something I appreciate, having hair that, doesn't like heavy. Lots of slip. If I tried this early in my journey, I'd be double checking for amodimethicone or petroleum, because it is very, 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 it's almost slick on that slip. My first use was as a mini bath day when it's been humid and rainy all day, so I was really hoping it would help. I struggled a bit to rinse it out because it felt like my hair, but not like my hair. So I was sitting there trying to rinse it out of my hair, but because of the way my hair felt, I kept rinsing. Probably didn't need to do that. It's probably just part of the way that this affects your hair. Almost like there was a tiny bit of residue or something, but not quite. I rinsed quite thoroughly, but that feeling remained. Still, my hair otherwise felt hydrated and moisturized down to the ends. And that feeling of the residue, the almost, it was so light, it wasn't, there are levels of residue. There is so light that it's like it's inconsequential. And this was like along that. And then there is so heavy you can tell that it's affecting the hair. And you can feel it. And anyway, that feeling dissipated after conditioning and while keeping the hair feeling moisturized and conditioned. Unfortunately, it didn't work nearly as well with a full heat cap and 40 minutes, because that's what the instructions say. It did seem to rinse better, but my ends all felt slightly dry from the clarifier, which is the gentlest clarifier I've found. I use the Ouidad Waterworks, and in general, I do not get dry ends from it. So at that point, when I used this and did that, I probably needed to dust my hair. I think I've done that since then. Like when I used it for a mini mask, it did feel better once out of the towel, but not sure how I feel about this one. Thing is, these are not cheap. They're at the upper end of what I am willing to pay for hair care products at this point, because I have tried all except like the most expensive. There's one brand that I would really like to try, but it is more expensive than Diva Curl, which is pretty freaking expensive. So when you hit that $30-$40 range for 8 to 10 ounces, I'm out. I'm so out now. Those are products that if I got a chance to buy them, I would very rarely use them. And all of these things have dates that you need to use them by, usually a year to 18 months. So this is at the upper end. Most of this stuff ran around $15. I think there was one or two that were closer to $12. But as you all know, I buy Eden Body Works, which is around $10 for most of the products. So $10 to $15 is my comfort zone in terms of price. So this is at the upper end of my price. So the price and the fact that I'm not too sure how I feel about it overall, and that I have other masks, even in this group here, that I think work better for my hair, I am leaning towards not repurchasing it. That said, it is not horrible. I'm not, honestly, if my hair weren't as dry as it's gotten from the silver, I think that this would probably be like a balm for my hair. It would just be like, oh, wow. But with the silver mixed in, this just didn't seem to quite do it for my hair. So I will use this up as a mini mask. I do enjoy using it as a mini mask. I will probably not use it as another deep heating mask. And, but I probably won't repurchase it. I have other stuff in this collection I would repurchase. This just isn't one of them. Like I said, not horrible, just probably not quite right for my hair. Okay, so the next one, this is the Chubby and Mint Collection Chubby Clay Gloss. This is so odd. This is very, very strange. Well, first of all, the color. This just, I'm sure you all get the idea. It is a very strong scent, which honestly didn't really bother me nearly that much, but it's a very strong scent. And I had to use a lot of it for my first use. I've only used it once. And considering the prices of these, I don't like things that I have to use a lot of to get work. Now, it's quite possible I didn't quite use it correctly. I did use it at, I think I used it on either slightly damp or dry hair. And I used it before I washed. Applied to sections of damp hair. So I probably did dampen my hair. I do read these things before I use them. But it's odd. Definitely think my hair needs to be wetter than damp, as it doesn't spread through my hair easily and it tugs. And I've only had one other thing that I've used that tugs. And I don't buy that one anymore either. I also had to use quite a bit more than expected. So probably won't be repurchasing based on that alone and the price. Also, as I recall, I didn't notice a difference in my hair. I've used other products that I've always used with it. I didn't notice a difference in my hair. I use very gentle shampoos already and all of that. So I don't even know. This says length, retention, conditioning, pre-treatment. I'm going to try to use this up, but it's definitely a no for me. It's just too odd, too different, have to use too much. And for something like that, I would really need to see a huge difference in how my hair came out, and I didn't see anything. So next we have the Chubby and Mint Collection Chubby Hydration Mask. This one smells similar to the leave-in conditioner, which I will talk about in a minute, but not quite the same. It just has an odd scent that kind of throws me off a bit. It is also, looks to be like a thicker mask, but it comes out really, this is smooth and creamy, even creamier than the other mask we looked at. It is very, it'll sit in there like that and not move, but it is very, very creamy and smooth and comes out of the jar a lot different, and it goes into the hair a lot different than what you would expect from the way it looks. I think there's an attempt at mint there. It just doesn't quite hit the mark for me. Or maybe it's whatever mint that they would assume that mint is in there. I don't know what mint is in here. What mint is in you? I'm not even going to go through that. We are not going to go through all the ingredients to find the mint. Anyway, thick in the jar and smooth and silky and creamy in the hands and practically melts in the hair. For a mini mask, it did pretty well, though I did notice my ends still had some dryness. That was on the first try. Since then, I've not had a problem. Until I took my hair out of my towel later. For the first time in months, my hair felt like it used to before the dryness from the silvers really took hold, but it also felt light and not weighed down at all. I have not done a heat condition with this yet, but even if it fails under a heat condition, which I can't imagine it would, but even if it failed under a heat condition, I will be repurchasing this. My hair loved this. My hair felt light. It had, it was silky and smooth and moisturized, and my curls looked good that day. I love this. If you're going to buy one thing out of everything that I'm talking about today, this would be it. This would be the one. Yes, this. This is so good. I love it. And if, even like I said, even if I can't use it as a heat mask, that's fine. I've got others I can use as a heat mask. This is a fantastic mini mask. It just, I suspect in the heat mask, my hair is going to like melt. Just be like, woo. My hair gets very soft and my curls start to kind of loosen up a bit when I mask on masking days. But I suspect with this, just, I don't know. I can imagine it going, wow, so much hydration. So I may never even use this as a heat mask, but if I do, I will try to update you on it. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Highly recommend. Really nice. It's always nice to get into a new brand and find stuff that you really, really enjoy. All right, so next we have the Bamboo and Rice Water Rice Milk Leave-In Conditioner. So, as I said, I'm looking for leave-ins. I love the Coconut Shea leave-in from Eden Body Works, but it's not quite hitting the mark for the moisture that my hair needs. Even with the mini masks, I need to have a little bit of extra moisture, and it just isn't doing it for me. And I have the Adwo leave-in, and it's a bit pricey. Although, to be fair, this and that comes out to almost the same per ounce. This is just easier to afford at $15. The other one is like $23. So I've been looking for something to replace that and still give me what I need. And this has been really nice. It's a bit thicker than I'm used to, and I may have used a bit much on my first try. Not a fan of the scent. I have to say since I've been using it for about 3 weeks to a month, I've gotten used to the scent, especially when you go with a lighter amount. Like my hair usually prefers a lighter amount in it. Anything heavy just weighs the curl down. So lighter amount seems to make it tolerable, and the fact that I've used it a number of times seems to have made me more, I wouldn't say immune, but willing to give the scent a pass. All of that said, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the scent. I'm still not that big of a fan of the scent, but I can give it a pass. This has lots of slip. It cut through my hair like it had minimal silver. I've had more issues with tangles and issues with just combing through and getting through my hair. I use a particular brush to detangle and put both the mask and my leave-ins in. But I'm gentle with it. It's a brush that's supposed to help to detangle your hair. It's an easy tangler. Easy brush. Easy, whatever. It's one of those. And, like I said, I've had a lot more issues since I've had more silver. It's more tangled. It's more dry. There's more issues with it. But, that's because silver is drier. And this just cut through all of that. Going lighter did lighten the scent some, but I still may give it a pass based on the scent. The scent and the price. I'm still thinking about this. I do like it. The scent does bother me. It had all of the slip, but it felt lighter in my hair. Mixing it with the Coconut Shea helped a little, but I'm not sure enough. And I would do that just to give the Coconut Shea leave-in a boost of that moisture that I need while cutting the cost, and that would bring this down even better than it would with the Adwo. So I'm still on the fence about it. It really, honestly though, when I think about it, I probably would repurchase it. And the reason I say that is I have 4 leave-ins that I can reach for at any given time. Now, one of them is a mini of the Coconut Shea, and it's off to the side because it's something that I test as a mixer. Can it mix with this leave-in? Can it mix with that leave-in? Will it make the leave-ins not work as well? You know, that kind of thing. It mixes well with this. It mixes well with the Adwo. I have another one over there that I'm testing right now and taking a look at. And then I have this one and I have the Adwo. 9 times out of 10, this is the one I reach for. And if it's one that you reach for a lot, it's one that's worth buying, even if it's slightly higher in price. And I've got to say, I think part of the reason is this marshmallow root. I have the Eden Body Works almond marshmallow mask. And the first time I ever used the almond marshmallow mask, my hair was like, okay, it's fine. It's okay. I honestly wasn't that impressed with it. And I mean, I liked it and I used it up, but I just wasn't, I was like, okay, I'm not going to rebuy that. And then I got all the silver, and I was the Eden Ambassador, and the marshmallow, almond marshmallow mask is one of the things they sent in one of our boxes. And so I went ahead and used it again, and my hair had a completely different reaction. And because of that, I'm beginning to think that my hair likes marshmallow root. And of course, all of our hairs like rice water. It actually does good things for the hair. So I'm going to say I'm still not sure, but I will probably repurchase this because my hair really seems to be responding to marshmallow root. And I have picked this out of the all the leave-ins. I picked this one up more than any of the others. Now I need to finish the Adwo before I can say for sure, but I suppose you'll see it in the empties, and at some point when you see it in the empties, I will let you know if I've bought a backup. That's the only time I can answer the question. All right, so our last two do not have notes, so I'm going to have to kind of go on my experience with them without any of the notes that I keep, because normally these notes, I update them as I use them, and when I use them again, I update them again. So that's why sometimes there'll be something in the notes that refer to, like, oh, my hair will need a dusting. But by the time that I get to the review, I've done the dusting, but it's still in the notes. At any rate, we're going to start with the Cheby and Mint Collection Growth Stimulating Rice Water. This is, I can't say it's growth stimulating yet. That's the only thing about it. It is a very loose serum for your scalp, which is now slipping all down my arm, all down my hand. And I put it in like this. I put it on my hand, and then I rub it into my scalp. And I can't say anything about growth yet because I just started looking at my growth again. I stopped looking at my growth last year. We had the big cut, it wasn't a big chop, but she took off at least 3 or 4 inches. And we had a few other things going on, and I just wasn't really paying attention. So, and on top of that, I started the minoxidil, and I was having trouble figuring out how to do the minoxidil plus do this, and we had issues. And I have a hair growth oil, and I've been using that. I was using that for a while. So I haven't been able to give this a good test on the actual growth. However, I actually like this because of the way it feels on my scalp, and the fact that it's not an oil. Oils can build up really, how to explain this? I feel like oil builds up in my scalp, and as a result, it can take away some of what little volume I get in my hair, especially since I'm not washing every day. If I were washing every day, the oil wouldn't be a big deal. I do enjoy my peppermint oil. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that there are issues with it that have to be looked at with everything. This one is really nice on the scalp. I can't say it's like cooling or anything, but it feels really nice. And I would say almost refreshing, but can you say something's refreshing on your scalp without it being minty? I'm going to go with yes. There's no tingle or anything like that, and so I will probably repurchase it. We will see. I've been using it more consistently over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I am intending in April or the end of April, early May, doing another growth check, and we will see how far we've gotten. I'm resisting doing a dusting. I probably need to do a dusting again soon, but we will do it after our growth check in a month or two. And then I will let you know, I'll be able to let you know whether or not this really helped. But I've liked the way it feels on my scalp. So I'm glad I figured out a way to use everything all to keep using it. Like using the minoxidil, then using that. I've figured my way around it. I've scheduled it appropriately. All right, so last but not least, we have the Curls and Potions Bamboo and Rice Water Gloss. Fermented rice water, rice flour, maca root, aloe juice. This is part of a protein treatment day, honestly. This is unusual. It is a much looser consistency, as you can see, as it comes out there. And it has granules in it, which is interesting. So it really works for the scalp, for, I guess, exfoliating the scalp. But again, I've used quite a bit of it. I do use it occasionally. It gets rotated with some of my other protein things. Is it better or worse than some of the others? I don't know. I actually probably would not repurchase this. Not because it's a horrible product. I think it does fine. But I do have at least one other protein treatment that is a protein treatment. And again, we're looking at price. The other one is cheaper than this and gives me more products. So again, not a bad product. I haven't had issues with it. I just haven't really noticed it doing anything for my hair. It does, like I said, it does have protein in it to be part of a protein treatment day. But yeah. All right, so of the 6 products I showed you, I would probably repurchase the leave-in. I might repurchase the growth. I will repurchase the Cheby hydration mask. This stuff's amazing. And so 3 out of the 6 is not bad. Like I said, they run about $12 to $15 a piece. So from this group of products, I probably would be very judicious in what I would purchase anyway, just because of the price point. But I've got at least one thing in there that is now something that I really love and want to use again and again and again. So anyway, that is it for the day, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload. I currently upload 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday, but we do have bonus videos in which I do indie brand openings. We should have had one of those. We've had several of those this month, actually. Wasn't intended that way, but we've had several of those, and one of those was because of you buying domytriesthis merch. You'll find that link down below too, in case you want to help the channel out. We're supposed to be getting water bottles soon. Oh, so I want one. I want one. I want one, and I want to encourage Teespring to come out with keychains, because I want one of those too. Hear me, Teespring? Keychains. Keychains. What can I say? I collect them. At any rate, so we have the indie brand openings. My son opens his Geek Fuel once a month. We finally got that going this month. And if you send anything, that would also be opened as a bonus video. Unless you don't want me to, just tuck a note right inside your box, or you can join the domytriesthis Facebook group listed down below and send me something on there letting me know that you have sent a package, but you do not want to be embarrassed by me on the channel. I'm going to give you the look, because I'm not that embarrassing yet. I don't think. Maybe. At any rate, moving on. If you want to see any of those, you do need to have that bell clicked, because even though YouTube doesn't email you, you won't get any notification at all when those go up, and they do not go up on regular upload days. If you're part of my notification squad, please check both your subscription and your bell to make sure they're both still active. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I get it. I get it. I get it. There's a lot of YouTube out there. There's more than me. You don't need to hang out with this old dragon as much as this old dragon likes to hang out with you. And even if you don't subscribe, you are always welcome back here. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. All right, so this has been in here for a while now. We are down to lukewarm. Let's give it a sip, and then we will get on our way. Okay, so yes, this is a very light tea. It is not really increased in flavor that much. I am getting more of the apple. I'm not getting much else. I guess I'm getting some of the chamomile too, or whatever else is in there. What else is in there? Hibiscus. I think it's the hibiscus. But beyond that, it is a very, very lightweight, light tea. Again, that could be a case of how big the mug was versus how much stuff I put in there. I would have to try it again in a smaller mug because, oh, well, there might be enough in there for a tablespoon for me to try in another mug. But I'm not sure. I don't think this is one I would repurchase just because it's a little bit too light on the flavor for me. Not a bad flavor. It's not a horrible flavor. Just really, I like a strong cup of tea. What can I say? At any rate, that is it for the day. Hope you have a good one.